so sick of that gray thing. I'm getting so sick of that fucking gray thing. God.
Love the gray. Embrace the gray.
Oh my God. People, yes, at that time, once again, it's not Thursday, it's fucking Wednesday. Anthony is on that shit. He was grabbing his face a second ago. You guys didn't see that, but I did. It was very, very weird. I don't get it. I just don't understand it.
You know, I saw a unicorn today, and it made me very happy.
It was on TV?
No, it was actually like in real life. It was just like, but here, you know, like the conundrum that we live in
the
today?
drugs haven't worn off since Vegas.
No, they haven't. They're
Yeah,
still inside my systems. No, like I seen a unicorn today, and the funny thing about it is, like, if you actually literally want to prove the existence of a unicorn, you have to show them the real unicorn. Because if you see a picture of it or a video of it, they won't believe you. They think it's
Are you
Photoshop.
talking about a real
Dude, what the
fucking
fuck is
unicorn, or are you
happening?
fucking with us?
Like, I seen a real unicorn, and I can't show y'all. Like, y'all wouldn't believe me. So I just gotta wait until y'all actually come. I don't know. It's an actually real unicorn. The mythological creature.
That motherfucker went to the deep sea for a second.
But you know what? That aside, people, welcome to the Midweek Chat Attack, where it is actually in the literally of the middle of the week for once. So, people, again, welcome. I'm sorry for the schedule change and stuff like that, which really didn't matter in retrospect, but whatever.
Yeah.
But people, if you can actually just join in, chill out, relax. We just gonna have a good show today. We just gonna chill, relax, and everything. And just kick up our feet. Just forget about your job. Forget about everything. Welcome. It's actually a good amount of people here that join us. And yes, Ruthless, we are Cuphead. That is the new religion. We all need to practice it like tomorrow. And it like Cuphead is our savior.
I'm not gonna wait 100 years for the church to be built. All right.
I gotta tell you, dude, if this was like a fucking speech, like some kind of political fucking like Republican speech, people would, even if they're on your side, they would have booed you like halfway through half these fucking sentences.
Oh, he would have got assassinated.
Like he would have got people's attention with the whole like fucking unicorn thing, and then like halfway, like this motherfucker did not see no unicorn. He's crazy. And then, like,
but I had them. I had them for like 2 seconds. But
let's
people,
talk to
like
somebody
I said,
who's fucking normal. Allie, how you doing, girl?
Well, I'm doing fine.
Do you sound
What's
tired
up?
as shit? What's up? How you doing?
Nah,
Oh,
just, you know, relax. That's all.
Alan, how about you, sir? How's that bird?
Just
Why is it
relax.
cleaning its own? What the fuck? Well, damn. What's wrong with the fucking bird?
She is just kind of scratching a little bit, so she doesn't get much out of her cage now the last couple of weeks.
It's
So
fucking Smokey from Friday. It's like, like just fucking like going at itself and shit. It's fucking weird. Jesus Christ.
yeah. Well, she hasn't spent much time out of her cage the last couple of weeks, so it's good to see her out.
You alright, man?
So what the fuck are you doing?
I figured the bird had a good idea.
You know, that's the thing. Like, just shit like that is the reason why us humans have it real fucking good. Okay, because Ganja would not be able to reach his head back there and do that shit.
Oh man, I saw the bird and I was like, oh damn, my back kind of itches too. I got opposing thumbs, bitch. Watch this.
hey, you will thank God every time you try to see an animal open up a door, you look at your hand and say, I have a thumb.
Yeah, but also
That was the most highest thing I ever heard without drugs.
You know what's funny
When you
too is
see
that
an
Ganja did
animal
it-
open the door, you're gonna look at your hands and go, I have a thumb.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, holy shit.
Nah, man. I trade flying for thumbs, man.
Opposable thumbs.
No, but people,
Flying would be sick.
Nick, why don't you tell them what's on the lineup tonight?
No, the
man?
lineup today, man. You guys probably already read the fucking description and everything there, so that's pretty cool, and I'm very, very happy about that. Yay, super duper! But no, tonight we're talking about apparently they're making this fucking movie or a live action movie of Superman Red Sun.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The
He's happy.
Russian Superman, right? Yeah. The
No,
Russian...
it's what it is basically a parallel universe where instead of going to America like in Kansas, he crashes like the middle of the Ukraine and Soviet Russia.
He
And
photo bombs
it's-
fucking Wizard of Oz. He's going to Kansas. What the fuck's going on?
Well, no,
No, man.
that's where he actually lands. Like the Superman thing, he lands in Kansas, in the middle of Hick County, and that's where he grows up to be, the Superman we know.
That's why he's such a good old boy because he got taught with those country values. So help others, respect each other, and shit like that.
No,
That
but
is
also,
hel-
too... Oh wait, what?
No, I was just saying that's hilarious because Superman is like the most patriotic symbol that America has, and like the alternate universe of him is the exact opposite of patrioticism, which is communism.
Actually, that's what I find super
hilarious.
funny is the original Superman originally was supposed to be like Russian propaganda, like American propaganda towards Russia, because he was a villain. He was from Russian. This is more accurate to his original origin story than the actual Superman we know.
Well, I'm just judging by just my own like excitement for this particular topic. We're gonna get through all the interesting shit before you even get to it. So I won't even ask you questions on that, but hopefully we can bring that up once again because also tonight we're talking about Top Gun 2 Maverick. For one, I don't know why it's called Maverick. Is it like the same thing like with Rambo and Rocky?
Yeah, it's like one of the main characters is named Maverick. I think.
Man, I just picture now fucking Tom Cruise just teaching a kid how to fly a drone like a jet, and it's just a sequence of them fucking around with like an Atari controller.
Yeah.
Atari controller.
Pull up.
Pull up.
Damn, like they've been having like a lot of press for this Top Gun shit. Because isn't this like the third time we done talked about this?
And
So it's just like
for another 2 years. I don't know what the fucking deal is.
yeah, like
It's next year. It's next year. Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. 2 years. That's all right. I thought it was 2018 for some fucking reason.
damn, they've been really wanting this Top Gun. Like whoever wants this, I hope you're happy.
Apparently.
It's like holy shit, because like y'all getting the word out. So bravo, I guess. So
Well, on top of this too, we'll probably be talking about community questions and whatnot. Anything you guys want to bring up? Like, here's the thing. I always say, oh, it's our show, whatever, and the community. It's not. Let's just be honest. You guys, you come on, talk about topics we have fucking preset for you, whatever. But you know what though? We got this YouTube chat going on. Oh, no, we don't.
no, we don't.
God damn it, dude. Explicit.
Hey,
sucks
it
ass,
hasn't put its
people.
makeup on yet. You can't show it, man.
Wait, what the fuck is going on with this thing? It keeps turning. Like, watch. I'm gonna do it again.
It-
Oh, now it's working. What the fuck? God damn it, Trey.
It was waiting for Trey, man.
Man, Trey needs to go back to bed.
No, it didn't want to show you. It didn't want to tell people about the Great Balls of Fire. It didn't want them to know.
Oh,
it didn't want them to know. But again, Nick, you got the YouTube channel. You got the YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Can I tell? Can I tell people? Can I tell people how to get us out the call though?
No,
I really want to do that.
No, you can wait a little bit because another thing too, people like this fucking thing over here, the DDT chat. I'm just trying to like step over Anthony's toes. No, fuck it, Anthony, go ahead.
Well, when he get off my fucking toes, ouch, ouch. Oh yeah, get us on the call. You're gonna look on the left side of your screen. It's gonna be like this box that's blinking. Red and yellow, red and yellow. You click the box, you click the link. It's going to be a Google Hangouts link within those PMs. You click that link and hop inside the call in a very magical manner. Since I was talking about unicorns earlier, get the fuck off my feet. Damn, Nick. Jesus.
I'm sorry.
My turn to step on the big toe, motherfucker. With the rules, bitch. First, guys, rule one. Newcomers join the call first. We want to see all those new, fresh faces. So please hit me or Anthony up in the PM system. We'll hook you with a link and get your asses in here. Rule number two, do not talk over each other. It's just plainly rude and ruins audio quality for what was that? It just ruins audio quality for later viewing and just hurts the show. So please don't do it. Rule number three, please no nudity. YouTube has strict guidelines when it comes to dick, so keep it in your pants. Right, Donald? Rule number four, do not give anyone else the link. You got a planned show and that who keeps it on. So please do not hand anyone else the link. He is pooped and keep it to yourself. Rule number five, read the rules and Alley Girl, please.
Don't be a dick.
Hey, I'm sorry for being a dick. I mean, I just, I love her. You know what I'm saying? And
Look, man, I was just watching
bitches,
the
so
I was about to
what I'm saying?
send my dick pic out, and I just did it. Daniel, let's plain double toasted.
Anyway,
So,
I swear to God, if I just took a picture of myself face palming, I could just leave it there for the whole show and no one would notice.
anyway, but Alan, instead of taking that picture, you can tell them about that after hours viewing party and tell them what we got on the agenda.
I can do both. So so as everyone knows, this Saturday we're doing another viewing party. Since we've hit blockbuster month, summer blockbuster month, as far as the big budget movies, we're gonna go kind of a little bit back in time and just kind of pick out a few of the ones that stood out as far as classics. So Jurassic Park's on that list, and the first Independence Day, Men in Black. Like we're gonna do the poll later on in the show and as well during the midnight. So yeah, feel free to vote in.
Yeah, and I actually just got like a fucking like movie boner right now. You said Jurassic Park and fucking all these other things. Like, dude, yes, like fuck yes.
I know you want to see Independence Day. Watch the monument gets blown up. Everything that gets taken. You want to see.
I'm sick of that shit. Fuck that. But
What
Jurassic
about
Park.
Big Willie Smith, man? Come on.
Oh man, welcome to Earth once again. Fuck that
Okay,
shit.
he's on Earth.
He never even says that in
He
the
doesn't
movie.
say Earth. I don't
He
know where
really
that
doesn't.
started.
No, and Allie, that's hilarious because actually, and speaking of this too, like we're gonna be ending the show off in about 15 minutes because Sammy ain't seen shit's about to come on or whatever. And the thing is, woo! I know it's great, and I love tacos. But here's the thing, though. They recently reviewed Independence Day, and they did this particular thing. I mean, I don't know what you guys know of the Mandela effect, where some people like think of certain things a certain way, and they don't remember it the same. Like Bernstein Bears, the whole fucking thing.
The Bernie Manilow.
Yeah, what? I don't.
Wait, I fucked that up.
You fucked that up bad. I
Oh,
started thinking
man.
the
Burning
player.
Mac syndrome.
Dude, I had practiced that shit earlier when I was in the shower
It's,
too.
it's the
fuck,
Mandela
man.
effect. The reason it's called the Mandela effect, Nick, is because a lot of people assumed he died in prison. So that was the news in South Africa. So a lot of people, when they found out he got out of jail, a lot of people were like, "Really? I thought he died."
Wow, holy shit. So that's the thing, though. With that said, going back and watching that particular fucking clip, like, he doesn't say Earth, he says Earth. It's just like, if you think he said the other thing, you're kind of racist a little bit, because he really did not say it the wrong way at all. So I don't know. I just find that.
Then again, to be honest with you guys, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but when you go back and watch the original first episodes of like The French Prince of Bel-Air, thinking that Will Smith is kind of a little bit coonish, you're not too far from it. I was like, that motherfucker was cooning the fuck out. Those episodes, I'm sorry. He was like, dude.
You know, I like how Adrian was comfortable enough to laugh at that, because I was scared. I was like, can I laugh?
okay.
I'm not going to be
You
trouble. I'm
can
in trouble if I do that.
Yeah, that's all right.
No, but hey, people, everybody's in here. We all chilling and whatnot. Ruthless, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you all doing?
Sounds like
God
a
damn
drama.
it.
It's not.
I know. What's that? He's back in
Yeah,
that
are
water.
you expecting James Bond anytime tonight?
Yeah. Oh, and Jenny's in here too. And then, Ruth is backed up, but it's okay. He'll be back. It'll be as clear as can be. And Jenny's up in here. How you doing, Jenny? God
What?
damn
Hi.
it! Chocolate. Yeah,
I love
so-
this mic check shit, man. I love it. I love it.
I know, you
Check
know. I'm glad I'm doing it now. So, like, when we get to a topic, I'm like, "Hey, so what do you think?" I see you being mad over there. I was like, "Oh." So,
Like after
I'm out
like
of
Which
the
is my
water.
normal
Does that
life.
sound better?
like after 5 months, y'all motherfuckers still can't get this shit right.
no,
Like
it's not
seriously.
their fault. No,
Wait.
it's not their fault, because sometimes the mics and the Google Hangouts fuck up. You know what I mean?
No, fuck that nigga. No, I'm gonna be you. Give me the Nick Diaz box. No, y'all need to get this shit right.
Okay, and now we mute Anthony.
No, the thing is, like I know you're mad and everything, but let me calm you down, okay? Because I know you give a shit about this, what you gay ass.
Okay.
Top Gun 2, son. It's released. Director announced.
Oh, Tom Cruise is such my. He's my lover.
I almost want this to get canceled just tomorrow. Because I think that'd be
Yeah, I
hilarious.
hear you.
No,
You
you
know
know
what?
what? Make it
Like,
cancel.
no.
Scientology.
Yeah.
We'll keep it
Like-
afloat.
Alan, just
God
like
damn it.
I say, let him have it because, like I said, like this is literally the third time we've been talking about this. So this is getting a lot of press. Like IGN or somebody pays somebody. 'cause
Somebody
I'm like,
cares.
somebody
Somebody-
cares. So I'm like, you know
I
what,
don't
let
know
him
who,
have
but
it.
somebody.
It's
People
like, let
give
him
a
have it.
shit.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I'm going to start off with Adrian, because,
Mhm.
Adrian, I'm not going to allow you to fucking bounce off anyone else's opinion and say, I agree with that person right there. No.
Okay,
no, I
fine.
want
Let's go
yours.
for it. Let's
Let's
go.
do this. You, right
ready
now,
for you, Nick.
why do you want this shit to fail, sweetheart? Okay, I want to know why. You have
I-
the poison in your
Not
heart.
that I want it to fail. It's like, why are they doing this? I love the first one like a lot. Like I was saying in the chat, I like wore out my VHS copy back in the day, but it's
Yeah.
just not. Why are they doing this?
Because Joseph
I don't get
Kosinski,
it.
that's why. Great director. I mean, come on, he did Tron Legacy, right? Like, this is going to be
Oh,
fucking
God.
amazing.
Oh god.
Oh, God.
Damn.
I like
But
the music
Daft
from
Punk,
Tron,
y'all.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Daft Punk was fine, but the movie wasn't.
And that's
Oh,
fucked up too
Anthony,
because
I just realized something. What if Daft Punk does the music for Top Gun? That'd be amazing.
that would be amazing.
That would.
Yeah, like hearing the rise and shit, like while like planes going through there. Do, 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 boom, man, yeah, let's do that shit. Tron Legacy, fucking Top Gun.
Dude, don't
No,
you
that'd
love
be
when Anthony
funny.
turns
They
into
just
a
take the
kid
Tron
for a
Legacy
second?
soundtrack and put it in the movie.
Yeah, no, I love when
Yeah.
Anthony turns into a kid. He's just like,
Picture the little animatronic items in his hand, just going.
God, by the
I
way,
would not accept any Top Gun music that isn't Kenny Loggins,
no,
just
but
over and over again.
I will say,
come
though,
on.
speaking
Oh,
of,
I like Kenny Loggins.
but speaking of fucking, Tron Legacy, I know this motherfucker's a fan. Look at him. So,
What's up, Justin? How you been, man?
How's it going, guys? Welcome to Earth.
Dude, Justin, I love you, bro, but you look hipstered out as a motherfucker.
The only
right
thing
now.
that is happening
Shit.
and he also looks like the Joker from.
Motherfucker said,
Injustice
"Welcome
2.
to Earth." I didn't think it was Middle Earth.
Oh.
Oh, that was good, and you know it, Alan.
Oh, it wasn't.
You know what's funny though?
Damn.
It's like I will say, like if we had like a trying to get laid at skate park contest, he would win. So
Ah.
No, he would. Like all this motherfucker's missing like a fedora and a top hat. Like I don't know.
dude, I
Justin,
was
I
on
swear to God, I seen you play DDR at the movie theater before. I swear.
Like my panties are so wet right now. Like I'm not.
You know, Justin, I will say, man, and I know you haven't had an opportunity to talk, so we will all shut the fuck up in a second, but I just love the Jared Leto Joker in the background. That's a fuck you to our entire community, and I love you for that so much. Yes, Suicide Squad. Fuck you, Jenny. Fuck you, Allie. You, Adrian. All y'all. Yes.
Also,
I wasn't even talking.
everything.
I didn't say anything.
No, I know.
It's just like this is house pack off apparently. So
I just want to start fights with everybody. But no, Justin, what were you saying? No, sir.
No, like it's been a while, guys.
Yeah, I know,
No,
man.
yes.
I can tell it's been a while because your hair grew a lot longer into the side. So like.
Yeah, and I shaved my sides again, like freaking half my head. So
Yeah, how was vocapping for Injustice?
Yeah.
oh.
No, but okay. So, are you a fan of Top Gun at all, man? Or like, I mean, do you know Joseph
I-
Kosinski? Because I actually didn't. I was just talking shit earlier. I had no idea what the fuck that is.
I don't know the director, but I haven't seen them film in so damn long. But calling it like Top Gun Maverick is just a waste.
Yeah.
It's a waste.
No, very true. I'm looking at the IMDb page over here because this is how I know shit. Because I steal. I take information from other people who did the hard work to find it. Yeah.
Wait, go back.
Here's comes out.
Damn, this motherfucker's track record is like interesting as hell. He did Oblivion. He did the trailer
yeah.
for Destiny. It's like, god damn, dude.
You did the what from Destiny?
The
No,
trailer.
the
I guess
game.
like the trailer.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
That's super cool because here's the thing. That's what sold everybody that fucking trailer on Destiny. Like, that got everybody. Like, people don't like that game all that much because of what they did with the DLC, but that trailer was like, yes, I will go spend my money on something I don't even fucking know. Like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, he can do that. I don't know. It's just a weird thing because I can't imagine someone who does, like, technological movies, like, you know, like Tech Noir or whatever. I can't imagine someone like that going into something like Top Gun. It just is like Top Gun. I feel like you need to be kind of old. You need to be into like flying movies or war movies, something. I don't
It's
know.
just gonna be stealth.
I want
It's
this
gonna be
movie.
really good stealth.
I want this movie just to be like a hard on, like pretty much Top Gun would be like what Forza is for like race car fans. Like just even have like a shot where you just like go under the engine of like a plane or a fighter jet and just like have people just jack off to that shit. Just be like fucking fighter jet porn. And pretty much like I want to actually walk out this movie and be like, damn, I actually know something about like velocity and fighter jets and all these like different types of planes. Like that was actually really educational. Like just to teach me shit. I don't know.
Now, see,
'Cause,
here's the thing. Because we always do this. Every time we talk about this fucking movie, because we did it like 3 times already, it's not even out. So I'm just going to fast forward a little bit. Crimson Skies! So we got that out of the way. And then I can't find a Tom Cruise video of him running, so we'll just imagine that.
Really?
Planes, Fire, and Rescue. Let's
You
go.
can't find a video of Tom Cruise running.
Oh, I just
Really?
feel like going over there and doing it. But the biggest thing here is, and we've asked this question before, but now that it's kind of becoming more official, because before it was like, oh, I wonder if that's actually going to happen. Now, officially, it is. I mean, even got a director and everything. So, with that said, do you feel like we're going to get a shit ton of Top Gun franchisey things? Like, not just a movie, but like, a fucking
Like,
show, maybe
I
a video game.
wouldn't like I don't know why. Okay, this is just how my brain works. But like if this comes back, well, like I can kind of see like a whole bunch of like military stuff comes back. Like what if they make like a TV series of like MASH? Like they bring that back.
Oh,
Like why do I
fuck
feel
that, man.
like
They'd be
this
kinda
being
right.
successful would bring that back? Like I don't know
Dude,
why.
I fucking hate MASH because one, it was cheesy, and two, it kind of made light of the situation in Korea. So when I think it was F for Family has an episode where Frank is just losing his shit. And he goes, and I have to deal with shows like MASH who make fun of my situation when I was getting killed by the Koreans.
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. MASH. It's fucking funny. 'Cause I'm gonna look up this goddamn intro really quick. And this intro, and I've seen memes on Facebook about it, so that's kind of funny. I'm looking at the trailer.
Especially if they try to do General Hospital in Iraq.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm looking
Damn,
at
that's
it, too.
actually a really good
When
description.
you saw this fucking thing, when you saw this intro, this was equivalent to like this told you it's time to go to bed. Like this is that. Like,
Nick, you are 100% right. When that shit came on Nick at Night, I was going to sleep.
I know, just like that song, like, like I'm not gonna do it, but it's like it's equivalent to that fucking SVU, like yeah, I mean, we did our own version of the Side Bitch Unit, but I forgot what's the show called.
Law and Order.
Law and Order. Yeah, when you see that, like, boom, it's like time to go do something else. Like, you know, we reached that point in time where even the channel TV station doesn't give a fuck about their viewers. You know?
It's grandpa's time. It's grandpa's
I
time.
think the funny thing about it is like this. The only reason why I remember MASH too is because I don't even know if you remember this, Nick, but I think it used to come on right after WWE Superstars on WG in America. Like it used to come on like right after that, and I'm like, yeah, like you said, it's time to go do something else. It's like Superstars was shitty, so you know what? I don't want to be even more disappointed by watching this shit.
And
so,
exact same thing used to happen too. Like it's funny because like certain shows do that for you. Like I remember when I was a kid watching PBS in the mornings. There'd be a certain time where like you see the two old guys. It'll be like Arthur, Barney, something, and then like at 10 o'clock after Molly's couch, whatever the fuck, or Molly's comfy couch, there'd be just two old dudes talking about shit.
Oh.
And it was like, wow, I need to go do something. Like this fucking TV show is like, they literally found the most boring thing possible to get kids to get the fuck up and go play with toys. Like, I mean, just amazing.
Yeah. It's like go. Just
I mean,
get the
you
fuck
talked about it earlier, but that legitimately was like how I knew it was my time to go to bed when I was a kid because MASH would come on at like 11:30. My mom would be like, "You know what time it is?" I'm like, "Nope, I see MASH. I'm going to bed."
Yeah, does that song depress you, by the way? That intro of MASH.
Yeah, it does. It's really depressing. And when you think about what the show's really about, that's also extremely depressing.
Yeah, man, and just I don't know. Just watching now, I'm like, man, I'm gonna go to bed.
It's time to go to sleep. Give me a pillow.
Shit,
no, but
man.
I could totally see like if Top Gun does well, which is like kind of like 50-50, it probably actually have more rooting against it than actually working. But I could totally see if like something like that does well, they can bring back all of these other military-like shows and stuff like that actually do. Because you know, especially ABC and NBC, they love what you call them, like procedurals, like TV procedurals. So I could totally see them like working this type of stuff back into the lineup, especially considering that. No, is it Fox or like pretty much all networks now are getting like really nostalgia heavy now. Like they brought back X-Files, they had like Lethal Weapon, and it was like a bunch of shows that they had.
Yeah, MacGyver's still going on.
Yeah, MacGyver. Like it was a lot of them. So
They're talking about bringing back Will and fucking Grace for God's sake, man.
Freaking Roseanne too.
What?
Yeah, Roseanne's coming back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Roseanne.
Oh man, now we're finally get that. We'll finish off Alf. It's gonna be great.
Alf.
That Alf is one thing from the 80s I don't think can ever come back because it's one of those cocaine fueled plots.
Yeah, but one
I
thing I want
loved
to ask
Alf.
you though, because I like how you brought this up, Ganja, and I don't know if you're a fan of Will and Grace, man, but this shit is some bullshit. This is ridiculous. This fucking thing. I will say this is a funny little trailer though.
Like
But,
I wasn't a fan of Will and Grace because like one, I was too young at the time. I just remember like watching with my parents like when I had nothing to do. I got done playing the Super Nintendo. I was bored, so I just hung out see what was on ABC with my folks. And from what I got, it was one of those sitcom funnies. It was almost like that smart British dude television, Frasier. It was almost like Frasier except with the Friends aspect. So it was kind of that highbrow comedy and. That's all I really remember from it. And then the biggest thing I remember from Will and Grace is it being big with the gay community because that was like the first show that legitimized like a gay dude in many times mainstream television.
Yeah, and I'm gonna ask you too. And now I'm just being sexist, so this is fucked up. But like, girls like certain gay comedies, okay? So Allie, Adrian, Jenny, did you guys watch any of this Will and Grace stuff or no?
A little bit here and there, but I wasn't a huge fan of it.
Yeah, how about you, Jenny?
I watched it because it came on like right after Friends, and I was just too lazy to turn on the television.
Well, you must have been leaving for an entire hour if you had Friends on.
Man, that was.
Be like, fuck. I watched Friends with my mom, and then be like, is there anything else on? Nah, let's just keep it on NBC. So I
And
kind
the
of
Will and
like,
Grace came on was like, I am here for you.
no, but I know I have a lot of gay friends who love Will and Grace, so I don't know.
I wonder how that is. Like, the gay people sit there like, oh my god, that's me. That's totally me. Like, you know, I mean, Well, if it's girls, like it's totally me.
Wow.
Like,
Oh, geez.
Damn.
damn, I'm just saying fucked up shit.
Don't worry, we'll fix it. We'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No, that's the
Hopefully.
funny thing about it, which I didn't even realize because I just thought it was like one of those regular kind of like sitcoms. Because I was like heavily into sitcoms, and this was kind of one of the ones I missed out on. But like watching UPN at the time, because like mostly watching UPN again for wrestling, SmackDown, but all those like According to Jim, Kings and Queens, like a lot of those sitcoms. So like this one, but like to find out it was so historic when I actually grew up and like, yeah, it's actually big with the LGBT community and actually how it made waves. I'm just like, that show actually did that much? Like it didn't seem to like, it just seemed to like just one of those regular shows. And then I actually checked out like a Watch Mojo video of it. Actually did my own little research, and the comedy scene is pretty just beat by numbers. Like it wasn't doing really anything different from any other sitcom at the time. Like especially like I said, like According to Jim, a lot of those other shows seemed a little bit more clever to me. Like I said, Frasier and Everybody Loves Raymond like had really clever moments. So when I went back to actually look at Will and Grace, I was like, it just seems like, and don't like shoot me for this, but it just really seemed like that whole LGBT community kind of made it higher than it actually seemed.
You're right, because you're very right on that, because it's a very basic, like paint by numbers sitcom. The fact that the main character is a gay man, I think is kind of what made it progressive back then, and that's why it's like they show it all the time on Logo. So which is like the LGBT channel. So it still has a very big presence in the gay community.
But and it was around that time where all comedies were essentially the same thing. You had the different ones like Frasier and some of the smaller ones, but like Friends, How I Met Your Mother, Will and Grace, Three Men and a Baby or whatever the fuck it was called. They all were kind of like, let's just be the kind of same thing with this ensemble cast and not really differentiate because it was popular.
It's somewhat off topic, but I will say I really hate that the gay channel is called Logo. But at the same time, do you guys feel like that channel they would love to call it the Gay Network, but it'd probably be an insult, like, oh, that's a gay channel, and like they're probably like, oh, I'm wanting to insult my.
Wait,
shit.
It's called Logo?
Yeah, it's called Logo. The LGBT.
Yeah, that's the channel that has RuPaul's Drag Race. So
yeah, and Reba.
I have an entirely different thing every time I hear Reba.
No, the funny thing about it too is like when I actually went back to actually look at it, it seemed like, well, I know a lot of sitcoms was kind of doing it, but it seemed like this one was doing a little bit more. But it seemed like it survived basically solely on its like celebrity appearances and stuff like that. Like memorable moments from the show seemed like when Kevin Bacon was on and Cher, like out of all people. Wow, so I'm just like, that was like one of y'all stand-in moments is when Cher was on the fucking television.
Hey, Cher was popular at some point, man.
Some point, not now. So it's just like it was.
She looks like a foot now.
No, but
wait. That's Sarah Jessica Parker. My mistake.
Oh.
Honestly, you're probably not wrong on either account. And
You're
no,
right, though.
Sarah Jessica Parker looks like a horse. That was the joke.
That's the joke. Okay.
She's like, why does every man I have a fucking foot fetish? What the hell? No, but the thing is, I'm sorry, it's stupid. I apologize. Like,
I'm sorry.
I would love to end and segue into another topic at this point, but the thing is like, I would love to be like, hey, like, well, can't wait to see when it happens. But like, dude, it doesn't even seem like this fucking guy's happy that this thing's coming out. Like, his face is like, damn it, shit. Like, it's a really weird trailer, man.
Well, the funny thing about it is, like, it was another trailer that's actually way better than this, but it was actually, like, doing, like, a meta thing. Like, it was, like, a show within a commercial within the show, and it was just, like, it was like they was doing, like, a whole little routine, but it was, like, them doing a routine about returning to the show, and then it had, like, led onto, like, the sing-on or whatever. I think it was, like, a fall commercial. It's like Santa's coming back to fall. But, that trailer is actually way better, but like I said, this one, it just seems like, like, you could probably skip it. Like, only fans of the show are probably actually really come back. It seems like all the sitcoms that I'm actually really into, nobody fucking talks about. Like it was one called My Wife and Kids that actually had one of the many clones of the Wayans family or whatever in there. And nobody.
Yeah, clones.
Yeah, I fucking love. Oh, Allie, you remember that show? Because nobody talks about that show. Like I was like, that was a really clever show.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I thought it was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, so I don't know, man, but like the one thing is like we're talking about shows and sitcoms and shit that's being brought back, and one thing that's kind of new somewhat and is being brought back to an extent as well. And Alan talked about this last week actually for the Flexing Show, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But yeah, man. So apparently, and I think you're the one who showed me this, but yeah, Fargo season 4 is potentially years away. Now, for me, and I think we talked about this recently as well, but we'll just reiterate the entire fucking thing. I think that years in between seasons is a bad idea. And I was going to ask you guys, and I will start off with you, Alan. Do you feel like that's going to hurt the show, like so many years being in between like each season? Because that kind of sounds retarded to me.
Not really, because it's not like a situation like The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones where there's an ongoing story. Every season, for the most part, there's ties, but it's not necessary to really watch. It's like what they did with American Horror Story, except good. Because season 1 was one story, and then season 2 kind of goes back 30 years prior to the first season to tell a story of a bunch of other characters. I haven't watched season 3 yet, but from what I can tell, it's another story. So them taking their time with season 4 means like, okay, they have a few ideas, they just want to make it good. And since it's going to be another standalone season, like, take as much time as you need. Like, make it good, you know?
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and move to Allie, actually, because here's the thing. Like, you watch a ton of shows. Whether or not they have incest is not important, but I will fucking name drop. But, I'm sorry, I'm an asshole. But, yeah, like, the same question, though. Like, do you feel like, you know, that hurts the show, having so many years in between seasons? Like, I even feel like the Game of Thrones thing kind of took a little too long. But, I mean, what do you think, Allie?
Yeah, because I think like people start to lose interest a little bit. Because, you know, there's so many other shows that are beginning and that grabs people's interests, and that's like right here. You can watch something right here, or you can wait like 3 more years for this other show.
Yeah,
so,
there's so
like,
much competition.
Yeah, exactly. So by the time like they actually put out another season, you're just like, yeah, I'm kind of over it now. Like sometimes like Game of Thrones, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna finish that till the end. But like, for example, Sherlock, as much as I really do love Sherlock, the last season I'm just kind of into other shows at the moment that I'm really putting Sherlock kind of like on the back burner, even though it's like right here.
Watch it.
Even though I can watch it.
It's a freaking amazing. It's amazing.
It's a good season.
Okay, the last season? Yeah, because I haven't gotten to the last season. I've seen 1 through 3 seasons or series.
Yeah.
But yeah, the last one that just released, I'm just like, man, I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, but I really want to watch this next episode of like something on Netflix I'm watching right now. You know, like it's just other stuff is grabbing my interest. I've waited too long for Sherlock, and like by the time they finally have a new season, I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, Anthony, I know you're not a big show watcher. You watch movies, you watch shit that's already been out for a little bit, whatever, and you watch things socially. So with TV shows, or Netflix shows, whatever, do you feel like? I mean, what do you feel actually? And I'm gonna ask a lot of you guys that, but like, what do you feel is a good time?
I think it's actually kind of clever if they actually do like wait a long time. I think that's the most clever is actually do it when you're actually doing like a time jump in the show, so you can actually feel like it's been a time jump. Like there's granted it's been like a 1 year, but like if you do like 3 years, I want to say One Tree Hill did that if I remember correctly. But at the same time, like Ali pointed out, you run into that whole thing of like you lose interest because I think when it had came back, granted that the show quality had went down by that point, but also like it just seemed like the characters wasn't into it no more. Just like it had just got really fucking bad at that point, and it started off really fucking good. And normally I don't even like these type of shows, but when they did that show, it was just like, nah, you can't really do it. And that's the thing about like Netflix, you know, actually doing that stuff like that. They'll like release an episode at a time too, because that actually kind of helps the storytelling a little bit more, feel more connected and stuff like that. So it's a mixed bag. It's mixed bag. It's all about the storytelling when you actually want to do stuff like that. Because I know Atlanta for season 2, I know he said he's taking his time to write it. So if it just takes you that time, a long ass time to just make a really good story, and you just feel like you need that time, then just take that time. Like we always said, this about video games. Granted, we want these games to come out, but I'd rather a good fixed game that takes a long ass time to come out rather than a broken fast one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel the same way about TV shows.
Yeah. Now we're going to have to be ending soon, so I'm gonna give this to one last person before we head off because Sammy ain't seen shit's about to start. Woo! Look at that! Oh, look at this.
It's on the channel. It still says it's not on air, so.
Well, that's a podcast. Fuck.
Fuck you guys.
I think she's basically saying that he hasn't even started yet. So
actually, I think what she's saying is that she's been on tobacco for 20 years and she used to not talk like that.
Fuck you! I just see those commercials. Oh my my god! I was watching just like TV with my mom, and I kept seeing those commercials, so I get the reference. That's hilarious.
No, it's funny because it's sad too. It's like it starts off like this pretty girl, and he's like, and it's like, oh,
it's like you gotta be kidding.
Damn it, it's spreading. This is in 5 minutes. It's gonna turn into unfriended.
Oh shit!
Oh,
No, but
geez.
Ganja, I was gonna ask you, like, what do you think ideally is a good enough time span in between seasons, man? Because
Well, I kind of agree with Anthony that as long as the creator is taking his time to do it, it doesn't really matter as much. But if it's something like, I'm trying to think of something really big and popular that kind of fades away, like a vampire show or like a werewolf show, they're kind of forced to keep going because they're kind of on a trend market. And as soon as people stop caring about what werewolves and fucking vampires, they kind of hit the mark. So it's not. It depends on the show creator. Like, if it's somebody who's trying to make a show, I'm trying to think, like Gravity Falls. The creator of Gravity Falls actually made it. It was going to be 3 seasons. He knew he was going to do no more, no less. And that's why he's not making so far another one. So that's like my best example. Like, leave it to the creator.
yeah, exactly. And
Best example of this, and somebody agree with me in the chat, but Steven Universe, pretty much like Rebecca Sugar, the creator of the show, she just like comes up with episodes whenever she wants, and it like people don't lose interest because they really just like Steven Universe. Like the fan base is just really devoted to the show, but pretty much she just like takes her time and writes each episode out. So and they release them. They even have like specials for it on Cartoon Network. They call them like Steven bombs. So like when she's done, they have like this entire special and just like they just start releasing them periodically. They'd be like, okay, Rebecca Sugar, she's done with her next 5 episodes, so we're gonna have a Steven bomb for like the next 5 weeks or whatever, and she releases them periodically.
If it finds its audience, for the most part, people are gonna be willing to wait.
But that doesn't really count that much, Anthony, because Steven Universe fans are antisocial and all they got is Steven Universe, so of course they're gonna consume it. It's kind of like Star Trek friends.
They're counting the days, man.
Sorry, I can hear you, Ganja. I can hear you kind of truly.
Yeah, no, but people, we about to go because I know we're in Steven Universe. We're about to get to.
Let's go on Steven Universe, guys.
No, but the thing is, we could, if you guys want to, we can do an after hours. And people, if you guys are in the chat right now, and you guys want to join in and have fun with us, go ahead and ask us for a link, and we can just hang out together, or you guys can hang out together, whatever the fuck may be. Or you can watch some ain't seen shit, But hey, it's America. You can choose what you want to do.
Or I can show you that picture of that video of that unicorn.
Oh no!
Oh,
I just want to see really quick. Jenny, can I hear your mic really quick? I want to see if it's working.
Check, testing 1 2. Screw you, Nick.
You know what? Before we go,
that's coming back from Monday, and that crap you pulled on me on Monday.
before we go,
I remember that.
Alan, again, tell him again about the movie nights that we're doing on Sunday.
Yes. This Saturday, after the midnight, we're going to be doing the after hours blockbuster night. And based on what people have been voting, it seems like everyone really wants to see the first Men in Black movie. Second place being Jaws.
Gosh. And just like with every movie night, guys, make sure keep your voices down. We are trying to enjoy the film as well as conversation with you guys. So please keep that in mind. So to have a good time, come in. As usual, I'm gonna put the link inside on Saturday on the chat room and on the YouTube channel as well.
And people, just as a service to me, please pay Jurassic Park, because Alan hasn't seen Jurassic Park, and he's a fucking asshole for not seeing Jurassic Park. So we really gotta get this guy in there to watch some fucking dinosaurs. So please vote.
Oh, come on! I bet you happy I'll have a team Fight Club. Don't give me that.
That is really strange. What? I didn't know people liked the Men in Black, the first one, that much.
Hey, man, remember Will Smith, before he was a bad actor, he actually controlled all of the summer for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people, but that's basically about it. There's only one more thing left to do, Anthony. One more thing left to say.
Say it with me, Nick, before that unicorn comes back. Say it with me.
Cuphead.
1, 2, 3. Attack!